Hello everyone, welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. My name is Colleen, and this is episode 21 of the Animal Crossing Chef Challenge that I'm currently doing. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you end up liking it, if you wanted to subscribe, that would just be absolutely amazing. I almost have the amount of watch hours that I would need to qualify for partner, but I just need 1,000 subscribers first. So if you wanted to help me out with that, I would really appreciate it. And just in case there is anyone new, I'll give a quick rundown of the challenge that I'm doing. Basically, I'm only making bells by selling produce, cooked dishes, fish, and fruit. And I just have a limit of produce and non-native fruits, which I'm selling 20 a day. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to try to finish an island this way. And actually, I'll mention it now because I'm catching a fish, but later on in the video, I'm going to give a few fishing tips just in case there is anyone who's new to Animal Crossing watching the video, because I figure at this point, a lot of these videos are just as if everyone knows what we're doing, but that's not always the case. So I'm going to include that later, and I'll just include a timestamp right now, just in case you are particularly interested in when that's going to be. But for right now, I'm just checking out my hybrid garden, and there was a little bit of success, as you could see. So we had the pink hyacinth, the orange one, and then the red windflower, which still no purple one. So I'm starting to wonder if I did something wrong. I'm not sure. Maybe I should start over. We'll see. But just showing you the recipes that I'm working with right now. And as you can see, I can't make any of them. So I need flour really badly, which means I need wheat. And that will be part of the episode today, is just going to Captain's Islands. So we'll do 2 days today. We'll have this one, obviously, and then I'm going to move forward to the next one just to see if maybe I can get, really good luck. And then speaking of luck, we're getting a recipe from Cookie. Though, because it's a peach tart, it needs flour. So really needing those crops, or leaf showing up would also be great. So just replanting the hybrids that I found in my garden, and I didn't really know what to do with them because, again, I'm still trying to figure out the layout of everything, where I want everything to be. So I just decided to surround the fence and stick with that for now. And to have 2 matching pink ones because I felt like that looked a little bit better. Now this is the mess that is my house, which this front room is the one that I will be renovating pretty much at the end of the video. So stick around for that because it's quite the transformation, which you would have seen a little bit in it, or of it, in the thumbnail, but it's not the whole picture, you have to see all of it. And something weird happened actually after I finished it, which I've never discovered this before or seen it before. Or maybe I have. I just have a really bad memory for some of those things. But either way, it was really cool, so stick around for that. And then I deliberated for a bit, but I found a gift for Celia, which is a new shirt, because I need something different. So we'll get to see that a little bit later too. Because obviously during her birthday party, she doesn't actually try it on, so. And yeah, I guess we're at the stage of friendship where she wanted to give me a nickname and she wanted to call me Muffin. So I said sure, because, why not? And I finally started getting my patterns from Sable, so that is super exciting. That will help a lot with the custom designs, or just the customizations. Talking is just hard sometimes. But anyway, off to see the boys. We're just going to sell our daily amount of fruit and produce, and then just the fish that I caught earlier. So pretty regular, usually just the 17,000, but then apparently olive flounders are worth 800 bells, which I didn't know how much they were worth, so we learn something new every day. And then of course getting our DIY, and we got lucky because it's a recipe. Imagine wanting to get your idea out into the world and you put it into a bottle and then throw it into the ocean. It's interesting. It's an interesting tactic. But as you can see, we did get the sugar crepe DIY, so that's exciting. And then Wolfgang had a very interesting question, which I would prefer between a sunny day, a cloudy day, and a rainy day. And I'm oddly one of those people who just loves a rainy day. I love it so much. I don't know if it's just the sound of the rain, if it's just more calming for me, what it is. I don't know, but I love it. So let me know what your answer would have been, because I'm very curious how many other rainy day people are watching this video. So we have now made it to the fish tips section. Thank you for joining me. And for today's lesson, and well, I mean, today will be the only lesson, so listen up. But basically, I'm just going to give a few tips for catching fish. So first tip for myself, the audio cues are what are best for me for catching fish. Like just listening to it is what helps me the most. So I'll actually fully close my eyes and only listen to the sound of the game. And once you hear that, that's when you hit the A button and you catch your fish. Now, not everyone responds to the audio cues in the same way. Some of us, that's actually a little bit more difficult. So what I would suggest is just turning off the sound completely. And then you're only looking for the visual cue, which is the fishing bobber going under the water. So we'll give an example of that in a second. I'm just going to keep fishing while I'm talking about this. But we'll look for the visual cue in a second here. And the third one that I'll mention is the vibration on the controller, because that can really mess you up. So if you do have controllers that have the vibration on and you've noticed like maybe you're struggling a little bit more when that's happening, then maybe go through your controller settings and you can shut it off. I believe it's in the regular like system settings as well, but that might be helpful too. And then the last thing I guess is like the trajectory of where you're throwing the fishing pole or the line, I guess. But if you're noticing after a second or so that the fish isn't responding or isn't swimming towards your rod, then that means that it's probably not lined up well enough, or it's one of the fancier fish and they're a little bit more picky about where it needs to land. So just try to be as like directly in front of the shadow as possible and just wait a few seconds once you throw it in just to see if it responds, and then if not, then take it out and try it again. And now we're going to sell all of the fish that I caught while I was doing that, which obviously I didn't include all of them in the video because it was about 40 minutes or so it would have been a long time. Time for a bit of a caffeine break as well. Chai is hanging out, not having a tea, but having coffee. And she's saying that the cafe restores the damage done to her soul by like a cold society, essentially. Very deep, which is definitely the type of conversations you would have in a coffee shop, so. Or it can be like the least deep conversation ever. I think there's no in between. And I really was curious what he would do. Like I mentioned in the last episode, I want to see if he'll be upset with me if I wait for the coffee to cool. But I said it's way too hot. And apparently all he says is ellipsis and then double ellipsis, or ellipses if it's a double. I don't know. So clearly he is not too happy with me, but that's too bad because I'm not going to burn my mouth. It goes down nice and mellow when it's cooled a little bit. I wanted to see what else she would say. Well, stop being overly dramatic. Freaking out just makes it harder to get the coffee that you're after. True. We all get in our own ways. I was thinking about that today, actually. I'm like, I just need to try harder sometimes. But on to the next day. Quite the transition there. But yes, we're going to the next one. We're going to do our little dailies. We'll go to another Cap'n Island. And then I'll have a little musical interlude where you'll see me decorate the front room of my house. So first we're just checking our mail. We got a party favor, I guess, from Celia, which I think it was like the college cardigan one. But the most important one was the outfit from Cookie. Because look at these fleece PJs. And they're pink, they match my bag perfectly. I'm going to keep them on. We're grabbing our DIY, of course, from Knox. I don't know who Knox is. I don't think. I'm gonna have to look him up. Oh. Yeah, I didn't know about him. Wow. Well, so we're learning from Hippo, as you can see. I'm still so focused on that picture that I don't even remember the recipe that he gave me. Oh yeah, the plain scones. I already knew that one, unfortunately. So that's just an extra, but... Oh, and I forgot to mention one of the most important things. We had to buy turnips today. And I know that the last time I bought them, I said I was going to stick with 5 bundles. But this time I went with 6, just in case she sends me a recipe. Because sometimes she'll do that the next day, and I don't know if it happens right away or if it's after a few Sundays of buying turnips, but just in case, I wanted to have some extra. Oh, and here's our new shirt. It looks alright. I wish I would have had a different color, but it looks cute. Then, of course, we're just selling our produce and our fruit again, since it's a new day. And then we're going to go to Captain's Island. And would you look at that? Finally something different, at least. It doesn't have produce, which is disappointing because this is just another episode where I wasn't really able to cook anything. But I'm very happy to have some vines now, a little bit of glowing moss. I don't know what I could use the glowing moss for really, but the vines will be very helpful. And then of course on these islands you'll have a vine or glowing moss related recipe too. And I might have gotten one of the best ones right off the bat. The glowing moss pond. Which for this sort of island, I don't even know if I can use it, but it is so pretty. I love the dialogue when you interrupt him when you're going home. If you just smash B a bunch of times, he kind of says that, and it's really funny. But just really quickly showing you, I'm doing all of my daily stuff, but now we're going to get into decorating my front room. So we'll have about a minute or so of some music while you enjoy that, and I will meet you near the end. Well, what did you think? I think it turned out pretty well considering I didn't really have a lot of things. But this whole thing with Brewster's picture is the thing that I did not know. I am just absolutely blown away. So cool. I even had to try it with the Happy Home Paradise picture, and obviously it didn't do anything, but anyways, we are getting to the end of the video here, so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and as always, I hope you have a wonderful day.